Hey guys, we just wanted to jump on a recording today. Tammy and I were just chatting about structure versus emotion and how that has affected us since we have started our journey with Optavia, and how things were a little bit differently before. And now, since we've had Optavia and working on the mindset and how things work with that, how it's brought structure into our days. We just wanted to share a little bit about how that works, and maybe that would benefit you starting to structure your day, learning to build in the mindset, because a lot of people struggle to bring that into their daily actions. And we know just from repetitive action that helps to solidify the mindset each day, because we know it is a journey, and we all have troubled days, and some days it's easier, some days it's harder. So building in that structure definitely helps. So I'll just have Tammy just share a little bit about how things were before and how they are now. Hey Tammy, how's it going?
Hi, good. Thanks for having me on. This is awesome.
Yes, I'm excited.
I know. Oh my, structure before Optavia. Wow. We were laughing. We were talking a little bit earlier. I said, not only did I have to structure my calendar, I had to structure my brain. And that's a full-time job. So, but it was amazing because before Optavia, the word busy, I'm still busy, but busy, was my pre-story. So it was like I was working 16 hours a day at least, and I had like 6 part-time jobs and different things I was doing. So it was kind of crazy. I remember my coach saying, when are you going to sleep? So I just structured sleeping. So I got sleep. That was one of my number one things, was I structure sleep actually on my calendar. We were laughing earlier too. I had to get used to using a calendar. So it is beneficial though. So as being a health coach or even a client, I love where Dr. A, even with the structure of the fuels and the food to start out with, when you start out that way, it helps you to start building structure, but then you have to go beyond that. So like I learned to do, some magic mornings in the morning, how I start my day. That was kind of tough at first because I would try to get on Facebook and do all my stuff I do. And so I had to structure me time. Putting rocks in the calendar after I learned how to use the calendar was important, because I didn't want to get where the victim mode, if we were talking about that too, which was really good, was like sometimes events happen and you have plans to do something and you have to switch your plans around. So, my hair clip, sorry. But so your plans switch around, but you don't want to let that ruin your day or do an all or nothing. So learning to structure and restructure helps you to be intentional about your time and things like that and your energies. And actually by learning to structure better, because entrepreneurs and coaches and people like me, a lot of times don't like structure in some ways, and we do like structure in some ways. So, but it helps you to avoid going into that victim mode, and you just readjust your schedule and you get the things done that you need done. So that's some of it.
Yeah, and you mentioned like the feelings. It's with the amazing app that Dr. A has given us, a great tool that also kind of gives you structure too, because it's reminding you when to eat. And also, like when I was on the 5-in-1, it would give me structure as well. So I would put, okay, with this fueling, this is the time that I'm going to be in my life book. So that would also help me with the structure there. So just like you mentioned with that too, it also helps bring in the structure when we're not even realizing it on that specific thing. So, oh
yeah,
there you go.
I love that. I love that because you learn. It pushes you out of your box and it pushes you out of your excuses, because we even with the fuelings or with even doing the mind push-ups with the life book, with that, whenever you structure your time, we can say we're busy, but we have to eat. So it's a matter of getting into that routine. And at first, because we're not used to doing certain things. Some of us have kids, grandkids, or I have fur babies, so you have to tend to different things or health issues, stuff like that. It helps you to learn a new tool. It helps you to learn a new habit. And these are the lifestyle changes. So it doesn't mean you're going to be perfect at it. We had talked about too was sometimes you structure your calendar to do certain things. Say you want to do your life book at 6 a.m. and you find out that time doesn't work for you. It's okay to restructure the structure. Yep. Sometimes you get into that mode. It's got to be that way. And there's the perfectionist side that can come in, and that can really, it's all or nothing, but that doesn't have to be that way. So with being flexible, I think too, I was going to say with health coaching and shifting into that full time, I've had the opportunity to structure my calendar so I do have free time. I even had to structure my dinner because I would help all my clients. And I wanted to work right through dinner. So I had to restructure that. I mean, I would eat, but I would, wouldn't take the time. So that's where structure, it benefits you in many ways, with this. And this program has really helped me, and what you were saying, you too, mindset. You don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's really just like we always mention, we're on a journey. There's never a destination. And so we're on a journey with structure versus emotion too. You all got to start somewhere. Like we decided day one for the 5-in-1, day one for structure, and it's not really something that has to be concrete day one. We had trial and error as we started this too. And believe me, I resisted structure. I was not afraid to structure. I'm sure Tammy wasn't either, we were just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. So, and so I look at it as, we're all on a journey. If it's, 5-in-1, if it's mindset, if it's structure versus emotion, trying to live above the line, not going into victim. I mean, there's so many different things, but it's just starting. That's, starting is one thing that, sets you on the path. And day one might not be great. Day two may not be great, but it's you starting, and that's where I suggest is just start with the structure. So
yeah, I like that because I think too when you take little bit by little bit on your little bites by little bites on your journey, and you see this works and that works or that doesn't work. It's like I remember I had booked out my schedule. I even scheduled my schedule, just totally blocked it out. That doesn't work either. But I had to learn that. So then if not, you get, like you were saying, you go below the line. You can go below the line with your thinking and you get overwhelmed, and then you start dealing with things out of emotion, and then you can just give up. Some people have given up just because, this isn't working. That kind of thing, that mindset. And we fall into that victim mode or blame mode. And it's just a matter of critiquing little things at a time to see what works. And it's okay if it doesn't work. You just do it differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and that's what's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. We've all been there. I mean, we've structured certain things, and this week Tammy and I will probably have a trial and error on something in our structure and our schedule, and we get to reroute it again. It's always just like everything I mentioned. It's a journey. So, well, awesome.
Journey. It's a fun journey.
It is. It's awesome. I love it. Do you have anything else to throw in? Yeah.
No, you had said about living above the line. I think that's a good point. Sometimes we think doing everything perfect is living above the line. And a lot of our trainings as a health coach, and even on the on the Wednesday night Habits of Health, a lot of times they brought out that it's not about perfection, it's about striving for excellence. So that way you learn in that. I always call it the mess. In that mess, in the season, or whatever you want to call that part of our journey. But it's a matter of not quitting. It's a matter of restructuring. It's even when I talk about restructuring the mind, that's harder than putting that on a calendar. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of learning to be okay with certain things, being okay with me, and just living with the things that come up and then making it work for me. So, and my clients and friends and family and
Mhm.
stuff
Yeah.
like that too. So,
Mhm.
but that. So then perfectionism, we have a tendency to want to be an all or nothing. And I think structure helps us to really, it goes along with discipline, because then it gets, we were talking earlier, it structuring helps us to not use our excuses to get out of doing something.
Yeah.
Like if you miss the habits of health on Wednesday, it's like, oh, I missed it. No, you can restructure and put it on your calendar for Thursday or Friday, and then you can catch up with that, and it's still structured in your week, so you have success. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
my
That's
thoughts.
a great one. Oh, well, I love that you shared with me and with Optimal Me today. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. It's good to catch up and see you.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody have a great day.
Yeah.